Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and today is Saturday, February 22nd, 2020, and we are broadcasting live from the AM 950 radio station that does overlook beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located right here in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to improve your quality of life, including wellness, health care, elder care, even end-of-life care, and, of course, caregiver support. We are the only station in the country willing to talk about end-of-life care and life and death issues. So welcome to the show, folks. We have another great show for you today. I am very, very excited about this. Joining me in studio is Marvin Plakut. He is the president and CEO of Episcopal Homes, and Karen Vento. She's the program director of Neighbor Care with Episcopal Homes. We will be talking about their new home care service called Neighbor Care. Now, this is an innovative in-home care service program that helps support older adults in living well at their home. Now, Episcopal Homes is located in St. Paul, Minnesota, and they've been providing a continuum of care for seniors for over 125 years and was recently named among the nation's best nursing homes for short-term rehabilitation care for the second year in a row by U.S. News and World Report. Folks, this is one of the premier campuses for elder care in the state and in the nation. So if you have questions for them, you've got to give us a call, and we'll talk about how to get your questions on the air here in a moment. But we are adding new listeners to the show each week, and please let us know you are listening by leaving a voice or text message on our radio show phone number, and that is 612-999-3426. And you can leave a message anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we will get those. Now, last week we heard from Carmen in St. Paul, Sally in New Hope, Carrie in Minneapolis, and several others. Thank you all for your kind words of support and encouragement. We appreciate hearing from you. We also welcome your questions, comments, and suggestions. And also, please continue to let us know of topics or guests you'd like for us to have on a future show. We're here to help you improve your quality of life. So again, call us or text us anytime at 612-999-3426. Now, for all you new listeners, and we have listeners that are listening from across the country. I hear from people in Florida, from Texas, from Colorado. It's just amazing, and we just are so grateful for people finding value in listening to this show. But for all you new listeners out there, the purpose of this radio show is to bring you experts and specialists, and most important, people with a passion for helping others, to provide advice on how to navigate the complexities and challenges of managing both you and your family's health and quality of life. We also have a special focus on our aging population and how we can help you and your loved ones prepare for the various stages of life's transitions. In addition, we provide vital information for the caregivers who are becoming so essential in supporting our aging senior population. You can find recordings of all of our shows on the AM 950 website by going to the AM 950 radio homepage and clicking the On Demand button and then clicking on our show logo, Living Healthy and Aging Well. Now, as I mentioned, there are two ways to get your questions answered today. The first one is calling the radio station directly at 952-946-6205 and talking to our friendly show producer, Sam Turnberg. Now, you'll be able to ask us your question live on the air if you call 952-946-6205. Otherwise, if you prefer, you can directly text us your question to our radio show phone right here in the studio, and that number is 612-999-3426. So once again, to ask your question live on the air, call 952-946-6205 or text us your question at 612-999-3426. And folks, please don't wait until the show is ended to ask us your questions. We often receive many of the same questions left on our radio show phone after the show has ended. So please, if you have a question, many others probably do as well. So again, we look forward to answering your questions today. one note here, we did receive several calls last week about one of the great services of one of our show partners, Dr. Christine Stevie, with the Sano Wellness Center. One of the questions asked was if she's still offering their brain assessment service for half price. Yes, folks, she still is. Just mention you heard about that service on my show. Now, the second question was, how long does it take? The assessment process takes only 20 minutes. And no, folks, it does not hurt. You simply wear a special cap that monitors your brain waves while you're relaxing. There's no work on your part. The assessment will record and analyze what is going on with your entire brain during that 20 minutes. And the results of the brain assessment will be evaluated by Dr. Stevie, and she'll discuss the results with you and recommend appropriate therapies if needed. Remember, when your brain is working, your body responds. For more information about this amazing service, please call Dr. Christine Stevie at the Sano Wellness Center. Their phone number is 952-681-2916, or visit them online at sanowc.com, sanowc.com. All right. I want to introduce my guests for today's show. Again, I'm so excited to have these people on the show. I've actually had Marvin on the show last year, and it was one of our top-rated shows, actually. So very excited to have you back here. And Marvin brought along Karen Vento, who is the program director of Neighbor Care, which is the topic of today's conversation. So joining me in studio are these wonderful people, and we're going to get into the topic here in a moment. But I want to get a chance for the listeners to know about you a little bit more and talk about your background. So Marvin, why don't I start with you? Give us a little background about you, and I know you've been with Episcopal Homes now for, over 20 years? Mm-hmm. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ken. And first I want to thank you again for having me back. You know, it was 4 or 5 months ago that I was sitting here, and I just love this show. And so I was really honored to say, hey, if you have another topic for us, you welcome us back. Thanks. I've been in the field of serving elders for 35 years now, and you know what I love is that every single day I get to live my values. I get to be of service to people who many times we're a lifeline, and they are so grateful, and they are fully living at Episcopal Homes on our campus. And so, every day I feel blessed and I feel enriched to be able to help people in that way.
That's fantastic. I have to just acknowledge just what an amazing organization you have. I had a chance this week to come out for initially a 15-minute tour with one of your staff, Bethany Burns, and she's marvelous, just like all your staff there. It's great to walk in an organization, everyone's smiling. You don't often get that, especially in elder care environments. But I had a chance to take an hour tour and go through your campus, and I would just highly recommend anybody in the St. Paul area or surrounding areas, call Bethany, get on her schedule, take a tour. I was telling you guys before the show, I said, it seemed like every 20 feet or so, there was a new place to eat, and there was activities going on. It felt like it was just like a mall, and really exciting. And it's a beautiful facility. And you guys have spent a lot of money upgrading things over time.
Thank you, Ken.
You've been around for 125 years, but you're walking into brand new parts of the campus.
Thank you. Yeah, we feel very proud of our campus.
Yeah, you should be. It's top ranked in the country. So, all right. Well, thanks, Marvin. All right, let's next go to Karen.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's talk a bit about your background and maybe how you ended up here at Episcopal Homes and the great project that you're overseeing.
Sure. Well, my background is in gerontology ever since I was back in college, really. When I decided what I wanted to do with my career, the only thing that really interested me had to do with seniors and how they fit into our society and culture. And I just really found I had a knack for that. So I went into gerontology and senior living and found that extremely rewarding. And a few years ago, I kind of chose to leave the assisted living world and started exploring how are we going to help our neighbors stay home, because I really believe that is the future. Assisted living can be a really wonderful thing. It's a great thing that's been presented, but I don't know that many people that can afford it, and it's not a good fit for everybody. And so I started exploring what other options are out there for people. Then last summer, I just couldn't be more excited to have been called by Episcopal Homes to see if I would be the director of this new innovation. And I think they're really onto something. And it's called Neighbor Care. And just to give you a little bit of backstory, the state of Minnesota recognizes that there were some problems with our current model. It's just not working very well. Namely, they're looking for a way, how can we help people stay home and save money and thrive? And I put that in there because anybody can stay home in isolation, and that's not the solution. But how can we help people stay home, get what they need, and thrive? And in doing that, if we can also demonstrate that we can do this at less cost than what the traditional model offers, and certainly a less cost than assisted living, then you know what? We all win. We all win there. And as if that wasn't enough, the other problem the state is asking us to address is how do we redefine the role of the caregiver, that CNA.
Right.
And so this problem is what we're working on.
Well, Karen, we've got 3 more segments. We're going to delve into that here when we get back. It's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marvin Plakut, President and CEO of Episcopal Homes, and Karen Vento, Program Director of Neighbor Care with Episcopal Homes. Get your questions ready. When we return from break, please stay with us.
Get a head start on this year's Blue State Ball by having dinner with me, Tom Harbin, on Saturday, February 22nd at Crooner's Lounge and Supper Club. It's your chance to discuss with me the big issues facing the country in a small, intimate setting. You can guarantee your spot at the February 22nd dinner by pre-purchasing a ticket for $200. Tickets are very limited and will go fast. So reserve your spot now by calling 952-946-8885. More details at am950radio.com.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Army National Guard. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Do yourself a favor and check out the amazing cuisine of eatlocalminnesota.com. More than just a website, eatlocalminnesota.com provides you with the best local and independently owned restaurants in the Twin Cities. The award-winning Hazel's Northeast combines the feel of a small-town diner with the vibrant nature of its Northeast Minneapolis neighborhood. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, weekend brunch, or dinner, their classically inspired and creatively prepared American comfort food is always made from scratch. Hazel's Northeast at 29th and Johnson in Northeast Minneapolis. EatLocalMinnesota.com. The dedicated staff at Nightingale Restaurant take pride in presenting a thoughtful and delicious approach to food and drink, whether you're visiting for dinner, happy hour, or brunch. Their focus on made-from-scratch meals using sustainable and local ingredients is likely to make Nightingale your go-to spot for inspired food and drinks. Nightingale, Lindell and 26th in Minneapolis.
You can't go through a day without hearing about healthcare reform. St. Paul Corner Drug is here to help you navigate the ever-changing healthcare landscape. We are your advocate in getting much-needed prescription medication covered under your insurance plan. Need to choose a different plan? There is no reason to feel like you are drowning in the system. St. Paul Corner Drug can make simple work out of finding you a plan that best suits your needs. You can rest assured at St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. This is where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today in the main studio of AM 950 is Marvin Plakut. He is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Episcopal Homes, and Karen Vento, Program Director of Neighbor Care with Episcopal Homes. And we will be talking about this new home care service called Neighbor Care throughout the show today. This is an innovative in-home care service program that's helping support older adults in living well at home. And I know that's a very important topic to many of you. We get calls and we have topics on the show about that all the time. But here's something that is brand new, and I really want you guys to tune into this throughout the show today. And if you have questions, we're going to give you the phone number here to call Karen at work. And Karen, do you have that phone number that we want to give to people so that they can write it down and then call you on Monday if they have any questions?
Yeah, it's an easy number, 651-444-4000.
All right, and we will give out that number throughout the show, folks, so don't worry if you didn't get it here. We'll give it out. And, of course, if you have any questions for them on this, I mean, you got the CEO of Episcopal Homes here and Karen, the Program Director. You got experts and people with a passion for helping you and your family. They're here today, so please give a call or give us a text, and we'll get that question answered. Before we get back into our conversation, I do want to mention that this radio program is brought to you in part each week by the amazing people at Minnesota Hospice. They are an independent, physician-owned medical practice that's been serving local Minnesota communities for over 12 years with innovative and comprehensive end-of-life health care. Now, if you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact that compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, that number for Minnesota Hospice is 952-898-1022, or you can visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. Now remember, folks, I get this question a lot, does it cost anything? And no, Medicare completely pays for all the care that you get while you're on hospice. And there's so much to it that you just got to call the folks at Minnesota Hospice and find out more about this amazing, it's the best value in healthcare today because it doesn't cost you anything. And the equipment and the medications are all covered, as well as the care that comes to your home. And you know how important that is to me. I love bringing services to people's homes, and that's why I'm so excited about today's topic. All right. Well, I do want to inform Marvin, our audience, about Episcopal Homes. You guys have been in St. Paul for as long as St. Paul's been St. Paul. About 163 years as the state's been around, and you guys have been there for 125 years. An amazing story. I encourage people to go on your website at episcopalhomes.org and read through the history. It is absolutely a fantastic history. But would you mind giving us just a backdrop of Episcopal Homes here, and why you guys are just so special, and what a great jewel you are to St. Paul?
Thank you, Ken. Our campus is unique in many ways, we feel. We're located at University and Fairview. We provide homes and services to 1,400 seniors every year. It is a campus that is very vibrant. We have the full continuum of care and the full continuum of affordability. So about half of the elders that we serve are low income and half are market rate. And so we have, all the way from skilled care for those that are, fairly frail to independent living and everything in between. And we have a life enrichment program that we believe is second to none. A year ago, one of our elders gave what I thought was the highest compliment we can receive. She said, there's so much to do here, I have to cut back. I want to do everything. I can't do everything. But she's fully living. There's the point. She is fully living. She is not there to die. She is there to fully live, to enrich her life, to learn new talents, to meet new friends, to have just a full experience. And that's what we have on our campus. And it's just something that I feel so proud of every day.
Well, you should be. Like I said, I did have a chance to take a quick tour during the week here in preparation for the show with Bethany Burns, and again, I just met amazing people. I mean, I had a chance to meet Karen, but the entire staff. It's almost like they were prepped for me coming because they were all happy, smiling, engaging, and there was, again, more activities going on, whether it be in the pool or the activity room, people throwing, bouncy balls back and forth, and I mean, everything was going on there. It seemed so vibrant, again, which is not always the case in many campuses. So, again, I just have to tip my hat to you guys. What an amazing campus you have there. And it's not a small campus. You have several buildings.
We have 7 communities right on our main campus, and then we have 3 sites within 2 miles.
Yeah. Well, again, you guys have done an amazing job there. And so, again, please, I can't recommend this enough, folks. If you live in St. Paul or live in the surrounding areas and you're looking for yourself, your loved ones, your parents as a potential location to take care of you or your loved ones, you must take a tour. It'd be worth your time. I don't give out recommendations this strongly that often, but because I've been there now several times and I see the great care, please call Bethany Burns, get an appointment, and just take a tour through this amazing campus. You will be so impressed and so proud that it's right here in St. Paul. All right. Well, Karen, let's start talking. We only have a couple minutes in this segment left, but let's start talking a little bit about the genesis. What kind of created the program called Neighbor Care?
Sure. Well, as my understanding, this kind of predates my involvement at Episcopal Homes, so correct me, okay, Marvin, if you want to jump in. Episcopal Homes was looking for an innovative way to reach out into the community, into the neighborhood. Rather than building another building, how do we bring the mission of Episcopal Homes out into the neighborhood? And they happened upon a model that exists already in Chicago. So they kind of did some investigating in that and realized this could really be a solution. And what that model basically looks at is, instead of thinking big in terms of let's make a home care that's going to go miles and miles and regionally, it looks at a specific geographical hub and provides 24-hour roving staff. And that's kind of mind-blowing. But in order to do that, we need to look at a circle of service that reduces the travel time. We're providing vehicles for our team and basically committing to 24-hour 7 presence as needed. We create a service plan for our clients, but we also provide emergency pendants for them. If they need something that's unscheduled, we can pop in because we're never very far away.
No, and we're going to talk the rest of the show. We're going to talk about this topic. So, folks, let's take a short break here. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marvin Plakut, President and Chief Executive Officer of Episcopal Homes, and Karen Vento. She's the Program Director of Neighbor Care, also with Episcopal Homes. And we'll be talking about their new innovative home care service called Neighbor Care. So, folks, I know you've got questions out there. Give us a call at the radio station or on our phone, and we'll be right back after a short break. Please stay with us.
We use technology every day to help manage our lives. Why not use it to help manage your medications? St. Paul Corner Drug offers several free tools to keep you on track while taking your medications. Use our mobile app to quickly order a refill, or the Meds on Q application, which turns your smartphone or tablet into your very own personal medication attendant. Email and text messaging options let you know when your medication is ready for pickup, making efficient use of your time. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Visit the wine bar at Cafe Latte and enjoy a unique handcrafted pizza and glass of wine. The perfect place for an intimate night or an evening with friends. Choices range from spicy Italian sausage and sweet roasted peppers to the one-of-a-kind nacho chicken pizza layered with blue corn tortilla chips. The approachable wine list offers over 30 by the glass with special emphasis on wines from Washington State. End your night with one of Cafe Latte's melt-in-your-mouth desserts. 850 Grand Avenue, St. Paul.
This is Chad, owner of AM 950. I've been telling you about my friends at Snap Construction, who are arguably the most well-reviewed exterior construction company in the metro. Don't just take my word for it. Take a look at all their reviews online. Winter is the most cost-effective time of the year to complete your construction project. A majority of Minnesotans choose to have their work completed on their home in the summer when they should be enjoying the weather. As a result, the demand for labor in the summer is much higher. The most cost-effective way to improve or restore your home is in the winter due to the lower demand. Right now, Snap Construction is offering an additional 30% off of labor to the AM 950 listeners on your next construction project between now and the end of February. Call 612-333-SNAP and mention AM 950 for an additional 30% off. As always, Snap Construction stands by their work with a lifetime craftsmanship warranty. Don't wait to get a free estimate by calling 612-333-SNAP or find them online at snapconstruction.com. Financing options available.
Are you thinking about buying or selling a house or just want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then why not become a house geek? Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall with Bricks Real Estate and host of the Twin Cities Real Estate Show here on this station with your Market Minute. 4.17 is the average number of showings per week per listing in the median sale price range here in the Twin Cities. This is an early jump up and is a key indicator of demand in the marketplace. The median sale price is also up 8.4% over the same time last year, which is at about $280K. The 30-year conventional interest rate is around 3.72%. This is up slightly over last week. So what does this mean for sellers? The spring market is upon us. Yes, the spring market. It is saying that if you wait to list until it is green, you are going to miss out on some green. For buyers, the inventory of homes will start to rise, but so will the competition and therefore the prices. Are you thinking about making a move? Then check us out online anytime at housegeeks.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Sam Turnberg. Today's going to be mostly sunny with a high near 42. While tonight's partly cloudy with a low around 24. Tomorrow partly sunny with a high near 38. Monday partly sunny with a high near 35. And Tuesday a chance of snow with a high near 34. The Eat Local Minnesota Restaurant of the Week is Victor's 1959 Cafe. They offer traditional Cuban recipes in a relaxed, casual, and festive Cuban environment. Come try their Frita Cubanas at 3756 Grand Avenue South in Minneapolis. More info at eatlocalminnesota.com.
All right, welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today in the main studio of AM 950 is Marvin Plakut. He's the President and Chief Executive Officer of Episcopal Homes, and also with him is Karen Vento, Program Director of Neighbor Care with Episcopal Homes, and we are talking about their new home care service called Neighbor Care. And we're going to talk more about that here in a minute. But before we get back into that, I want to mention that if you are struggling with chronic health issues or are you feeling stressed and overwhelmed, well, you know what, folks? You regularly get your vision checked, right? You get your hearing checked. You get your teeth checked maybe twice a year, and along with other annual exams. But have you ever thought about getting your brain checked? We are learning so much about how important the brain is in functioning your entire body. So as your brain runs all of your body's systems, if it's not working at its optimum, your body will be affected. Find out how well your brain is working by making an appointment with Dr. Christine Stevie at the Sano Wellness Center. She's been providing these services for over 17 years. Mention you heard it on my show here and receive 50% off on their brain assessment service. Now, it's a simple 20-minute process, but it will show you some amazing things about how well your brain is working. Give them a call. Just give them a call. Get more information about this amazing service. Their phone number is 952-681-2916. Once again, 952-681-2916. Or check out their website at sanowc.com. That's spelled SANOWC.com. Listen, folks, I have seen some amazing transformations of people's health through that organization, and they have some great videos they can send you about transformations of children, babies, professional athletes. Everybody can benefit from making sure their brain is working at top condition. All right, Karen, would you let us know how we can get a hold of you if we have more questions about this amazing program that you guys have.
Sure. To contact Neighbor Care, call 651-444-4000.
All right. We are going to talk more about this amazing, innovative, new approach to home care. Now, I have had, in the last almost 3 years or now, several organizations on that do home care. And I tell you, it's an amazing service. It's very needed. But you guys have taken it to a whole different level.
Yep. With
some innovative things here. And I as an entrepreneur and innovator, I love trying new things, especially when we're talking about the looming crisis that we have.
Right.
Which is, we're all retiring at $10,000 a day, and we all know within 8 years there will be more of us over 65 than children 18 and under for the first time in human history. We are embarking on an area of life, society, that we've never had to deal with before.
Exactly. And we need to explore all kinds of innovation in elder care.
Yes.
We have to explore innovation there. And let's talk about neighbor care, but also in the context of what currently exists and why it doesn't fit very well. The traditional model of home care usually requires 2 to 4 hours of blocks of time. And that doesn't fit very many people's needs. First of all, they might be there a lot longer than necessary, and that can feel uncomfortable. You're also paying for that, whether you need it or not. And then for the home care company that's trying to, work with this model, they're having a hard time finding employees. They can maybe take on clients, but they might also have to hire more people in order to work that, and those are not great jobs. They're not full-time, so there's a lot of turnover in that field. So it's really not working well for a variety of reasons. The contrast of that is neighbor care. As we're looking in a specific geographical area and providing the vehicles and the staff that are all full-time employees, we're no longer bound by the clock. We are now able to pop into a client's home for, say, 15 minutes and help with TED Talks and then be on our way to go somewhere else. In a sense, it's a care co-op. That's pretty innovative. The idea in this co-op is that our aides are basically busy all day long doing what's necessary. We might be at someone's home for a short period of time. It might be 45 minutes. We're there as long as needed, but not necessarily bound by a minimum amount of time at all. And I also mentioned earlier, each one of our clients get an emergency pendant, and that's an important component of this program. If they push the pendant, if it's a 911 call that is necessary, the call is routed to 911. But what if it's not a 911 call? What if it's simply something along the lines of, I spilled a carton of milk, and it's a mess, and it's a fall risk? That call will get routed to our team. And then our team can assess, you know what, we are currently engaged with somebody right now, but we'll make that the next stop. We can be there in 15 minutes and help clean that up. So that's a pretty innovative, that's a wow moment, I think, that we can provide that kind of support. That's sort of the subscription to a rent-a-daughter, I call it. Now, we're not promising a 2-minute response time, but neither can your daughter. We're going to be looking at how can we respond and evaluate those needs. Can we get there in 10 minutes? Or are we already planning on being there in an hour? And can we just add that to our task plan in an hour? So I'll give you a couple of examples of some clients. We've got a client that really likes us to be there about twice a week to do some just general tasks around the home, but it happens to be while she's taking a shower. So that's when she's feeling most unstable. So she feels safer when we're there, but then she also knows that 24 hours a day, if she needs us, she can push that button and get us back. That I kind of refer to that as the safety net. And that's a lot of times, that's one of the reasons why people move to assisted living, is for that safety net approach. We have service plans that will help them get through their day, but what if something unforeseen happens? That's not a 911 call. That's that safety net. This is the way you can have it in your neighborhood. I think that's pretty profound. was we were exploring this model in Chicago. I was driving around with the team that was providing care, and it was very moving to me. You'll appreciate this. There was a couple. I believe the husband was in hospice, and the wife, who was also pretty elderly, was having a hard time being the caregiver. She couldn't transfer him. So what this team did is they went in, got him up in the morning, cleaned up, all dry and dressed, and then was ready to be out the door. It took maybe 20 minutes, and it allowed his wife then to resume her role as a caregiver in terms of providing the food, managing the meds, pushing the fluids, being that wife, and it let them stay home. That team actually was able to come in every 3.5 hours and make sure he was toileted, clean, dry, so she could resume her role. Think of that. Think of the gift that gave her. Think of the gift it gave him in terms of being home with his wife and the dog he loves. Instead, the alternative to that would probably be skilled care.
Right.
And
Where it
the
disconnects the
disruption.
relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're very excited to bring this model, this grand experiment, to the region that encompasses Episcopal Homes, because it is about proximity.
Yes.
And that is our hub, is Episcopal Homes. Eventually, once we can demonstrate that we can help people stay home and thrive and save money, the idea is we're going to duplicate this hub elsewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not just getting big in a corporate sense, it's duplicating the hub.
Right.
And I love that.
Well, and everything that we talk about here off the air is about community.
Yes.
I find as the economy and the way business works is it grows and grows and grows. It's just always growth.
Mm-hmm.
And acquisitions and mergers and all these things go on.
Right.
And so you go from a community hospice serving 50 people, over time you serve 10,000. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that it's so hard to deliver personalized care at a national level, or a regional level.
Right.
So I'm really excited about that, and boy, I would love to have you guys put one of your next trials in Lakeville area, in the Dakota County area. There are so many people looking for that same type of service. As you're going through your conversation here, I'm thinking of all the issues that I've thought about and heard about from other locations. And many times, you're right, the 3 or 4 hour minimums, a person ends up just sitting there.
Right.
For the majority of the time.
And then 21 hours a day, there's no support.
Right. And then what happens is it causes a confidence issue, not only in the resident, but it's the family. Because there's mom or dad taking care of somebody. They're both elderly. Mm-hmm. And this is a hard job.
Yeah, I actually refer to this as one of the paradoxes of neighbor care. I'm kind of old school when it comes to elder care, and I used to think more was always more. Right? But when I really watched this start to, when I saw it actually in progress, what I noticed was sometimes the more brief the visit, the more independent the resident actually felt. They kind of holding themselves up a little higher and said, thanks for removing the barriers that were impairing my day. Now go away.
Right. Yep. No, and the other thing, too, I'm sensing here, and I'm also I've thought about, is that when someone comes in to take care of cares, it allows the wife or the daughter to be the wife and the daughter, not the caregiver.
You're right.
And caregiving is so stressful.
Right.
And one of the big things about our show here is we want to always support those caregivers because there's not enough of them.
Right.
And it's only going to get worse as time goes on.
No, you're right. To expand on that paradox, though, when we leave, we're never really truly gone.
Right.
So we might only be there for 20 minutes, but when we leave, it's not goodbye, I'll see you tomorrow. It's I've done everything I've needed, and if you can think of anything more, push your button.
Right.
We can come back.
Right. It's like a concierge service. Just
sort of.
As needed.
Yeah.
And I think that gives people the confidence then, like you said, that example where your resident was able to take a shower knowing you're there so in case there is a problem.
Right.
But they can go about doing their normal independent living, which is the goal for almost everybody I talk to.
Right.
Well, that's fantastic.
Right.
We got about 15, 20 seconds here left. How long have you been doing this?
Oh, I've been involved with this since August.
Since August, okay. So it's a very new program for you guys, which, again, I am so excited about. And we've got one more segment left here to talk about this. Now, the radius around Episcopal Homes, Is it a mile radius? Is it a 2 mile radius? How much of coverage area? So people in their minds can kind of get a sense of if they would be a part of that or not.
About 3 mile.
A 3 mile radius, and you guys are located on University Avenue there.
In Fairview.
In Fairview, okay. All right, the music is cueing us out, folks. It's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marvin Plakut, the President and CEO of Episcopal Homes, and Karen Vento. She's the Program Director of this new innovative neighbor care program. We're just so excited about having this thing here in Minnesota. So if you have any questions, please, folks, give us a call at 952-946-6205, and we'll be right back after a short break. Please stay with us.
I'm attorney Rachel Schroman of Schroman Law in St. Paul, and I am passionate about providing legal services in the areas of estate planning, probate, and elder law. My clients receive the attention and compassion they deserve, with their peace of mind being my top priority. Enjoy the comfort of knowing that you have planned for the worst so you can confidently continue living at your best. Visit SchromanLaw.com. That's SchromenLaw.com.
Hey, Twin Cities, are you trying to move your side hustle to your main hustle? Having trouble leveling up your back office? Getting stuck on how to find investors so you can secure that bag? Then you need to come to Connect Up Summit Friday, March 13th and Saturday, March 14th at Metro State in St. Paul. Connect Up is a 2-day summit offering hands-on workshops and connects small businesses with each other, local investors, as well as other local and national resources in the Minnesota entrepreneur ecosystem. Connect Up sells out every year, so get your ticket today. Go to www.connectupmn.com.
Hi, I'm Peter Solak.
And I'm Adam Ostrowski.
We are here at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces to talk about the joy of live fire cooking. Cooking over a live fire is the oldest and most basic form of cooking.
What's new is in the way a fire is handled and its heat is managed.
It's easier to experience and enjoy the smell and taste of food cooked over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces sells and installs live fire grills, fire pits, and ovens. Let us help you experience the smell, the taste, the fun of cooking with fire.
Pizza was first made and is still best made in an open fire oven. The radiant and conductive heat of a live fire is unmatched for wood roasting and baking artisan breads too.
Come see the many ways you can cook over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has over 35 working wood and gas units on display at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis. More information at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that works for you. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
Tom Hartman here for All Energy Solar. One of the myths about solar is that you save more if you wait, but waiting to switch can actually cost you more. While tax rebates make solar affordable, those rebates are often limited and decrease over time. So when you wait, you risk losing some of the incentives that make solar so easy to afford today. And besides, the sooner you get your all-energy solar system, the sooner you reduce or even eliminate that high electricity bill. Make the switch today at allenergysolar.com.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, it helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Minnesota Army National Guard. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
All right, folks, we are back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglind, and I am so excited today. Joining me in the main studio here at AM 950 is Marvin Plakut, President and Chief Executive Officer of Episcopal Homes, and Karen Vento. She's the Program Director of Neighbor Care, which is an innovative new home care service. And we're going to finish talking about that in this last segment. So if you have any questions, folks, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can also text us at 612-999-3426. Hey, before we get back into our topic here, Karen, how do people get a hold of you if they have questions about this new innovative program you have?
I'd be happy to talk to anyone who has a question. You can reach Neighbor Care at 651-444-4000.
All right, fantastic. And just before we get back in the conversation, I want to mention this radio program is brought to you in part each week by the team at Genetic Health RX. Listen, folks, they specialize in providing DNA testing for you to ensure the medications you are taking or are planning to take are the right ones for your unique genetic profile. You know, as technology changes, we can do better and better at getting personalized care for people. And, you know, here's the thing. Avoiding medications your body cannot use correctly may actually help you reduce potential negative drug side effects. The team at Genetic Health RX provides you and your doctor with a personalized medication management program by using a simple one-time pain-free test. All it is a little cheek swab, and they get the sample from your cheek, send it into the lab, and the lab comes back and they analyze hundreds of prescription medications, and it tells you which ones your body can process and which ones they can't. So that's important information for both you and your doctor. So if you have any questions about this, in fact, folks, it's so important. Medicare pays for this test. It's 100% covered. Do not continue to take on more prescription medications without getting your test done. So for more information, please call the folks at Genetic Health RX at 612-991-9930. Once again, 612-991-9930. Again, this is really important. If you're taking prescription medications, please get this test done. You will be very happy you did this. All right, Karen, last segment here. Sure. We got so much to talk about. I got to have you back on another show here because
I could talk all day about this.
Well, and this is so important because this is a kind of a public-private partnership that's been done involving the Department of Human Services. Everyone's really excited who knows about what's going on here with this program. So let's continue to inform our audience about what this looks like and how this works.
Sure. First of all, I love at the very core of it is the idea that we all do better when our neighbors stay in their homes. It's a more vibrant community to begin with, when there's all kinds of diversity, including age, right? One of the things I love about Neighbor Care, when a call comes in, what we're trying to demonstrate is that we can help people stay home and thrive, right? I mentioned that. So one of the questions that I ask the family and the senior is, where do you want to be a year from now? And that's very forward thinking. And I don't know anybody else in home care who looks out with that kind of projection. But this is our goal, is to help these people stay home and thrive. So we need to ask, where do you want to be a year from now? And if it's in your home, the next question is, well, let's explore what that would look like. What do we need to do? Do we need to connect you to more social connectivity? Do we need to help coordinate more transportation? Do we need to look at what it is that you're eating? How can we solve the problems that might be contributing to you not thriving, right? And it's not just the conversation between me and the client, for example, but it is actually a team. It's the Neighbor Care team that comes together and looks at each client. And that kind of teamwork is also not something you normally see in home care. So I'm throwing all kinds of things at you that are innovative, not just the idea that our aides are driving around in cars, right. But they're functioning as a team. They're not isolated. They have an interest. We all have an interest in this person thriving well at home. So we're going to be thinking outside of the box. Any other home care model basically does exactly as they're told for that segment of time, and then their hands are washed of the situation until they come back.
Right.
But we have a commitment, and that's different.
Yeah, so when a person has a need, they can call. They have a special number to call then and say, hey,
They push their pendant.
They push their pendant.
Yeah, they have an unscheduled need. It's to our advantage to anticipate and plan a service plan so that they don't have to push that pendant.
Right.
But say your remote control falls behind the couch. I don't really want seniors in the neighborhood, if they're frail, going back there and trying to get it. It's not a 911 call.
Or moving furniture.
Yeah, it's not a 911 call.
No.
Push the pendant. We're never far away. We'll solve the problem, Right. I was just thinking about that on my way over here. How important is it to get that remote control? Well, you know what? If your grandson's starting in the state hockey tournament, that might be really important, right? We have to weigh how fast do we need to get there, and we'll solve it because we're working as a team. We can do that.
There's got to be a lot of excitement with your aides, the people that are actually performing this, because in many situations in home care and in other professions,
right.
It's kind of a variable situation. They may work a couple hours one day, they may work a lot of hours the next day.
Right.
And many times we kind of overlook sometimes how crucial
they're
actually taking care of our team, taking care of our providers, our caregivers.
So what we did is we redefined that role, and we're putting a lot more responsibility on their shoulders. And we're looking for people who are capable of creative problem solving, and they're good communicators, and of course they have an enormous heart, and they're compassionate. We've really been selective. But these people are aides. They're actually wearing a lot of hats, and they're really proud of what they're doing. They're so proud to be part of innovation. So to your listeners, I'm just going to say, if you know somebody who fits that bill, call us, because we'd like to probably meet them.
No, I'll say really there's two things here. One is the needs of the community for the services, but also there's a lot of people out there that would love to be a part of Episcopal Homes. Mm-hmm. You guys have I think, Marvin, you lead over 500 people. It's amazing. But also, there's people that want to be empowered. They want to do great work, and they want to work with our aging population, and they want to have meaningfulness in their work.
Exactly.
But it's really hard to do that when you're maybe working 3 hours a day. Or, again, you can't take care of your own family, and yet you're being asked to take care of someone else's. So, again, I find this to be such a win-win for the aides and the team that's going to serve our communities, as well as, of course, the community benefits by staying in their homes longer and having this, again, I call it a concierge-level service. It's just fantastic.
Right.
We are already out of time, folks. Karen, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
We've got to have you back and talk more about this in the future. Marvin, it's always a pleasure having you here.
You run a great show. You really provide a service to our elderly.
Well, I appreciate that. We are doing the best we can here. Karen, please remind our listeners once more how they can get a hold of you if they have more questions.
Call me if you have any questions. It is 651-444-4000.
All right. We hope you enjoyed today's show, folks. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation, or let us know of topics you'd like for us to discuss on future shows. You can reach us by phone or text at 612-999-3426. Please join us again next Saturday at noon for another live broadcast, and thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. And until next time, live well.